Welcome back, class. Today is lesson 5, and we are actually going to be referring back to lesson 3. So remember when I asked you the question about what would you do if you had double the amount? Well, today I'm going to give you a strategy for using the dimensions to double the amount. Now, when you double something, you're going to be looking at the dimensions, but you're not going to double every single number, because if you doubled every single number, then every side would double. And by that means it would become almost 8 times as much, okay? So we're going to choose one dimension and we're going to double it, okay? So if I had the 2 and I doubled the 2, I would get the dimension of 4. So these dimensions will double the size of the package. What if I just doubled the 3? I would get 2 by 6 by 5. What if I doubled the 5? 2 by 3 by 10. Notice how I'm not multiplying by 2, I'm adding, I'm doubling, okay? So be careful with that. What would be some more doubling? What about if I doubled the 10, I have the 10, what if I doubled the 3? So I would have 10 by 6, what would the 2 be? So I have to take some away from the other dimension for it to work. What about here, the 6? What if the middle was 12? What would the other dimensions be? Five and 1. So we use the doubling to help us figure out a bigger package for amount of boxes. So there's going to be some questions in your workbook this week that's going to ask you, what if you had double the amount? What if you had half the amount? So think about what can you do to manipulate those dimensions so that you can figure out how much is inside that package. Another strategy that you can use for doubling or halving is starting by finding the total volume. So in order to find the total volume, I would multiply 2 times 3, which would be 6, and then 6 times 5 would give me 30 as a total volume. So double that amount would be 60. So any 3 numbers that I can think of to multiply together to get 60 would give me double the amount. So I could do 60 times 1 times 1. I could do 30 times 2 times 1, and so on and so forth. What about half? If I needed to find half of 30 as a total volume, that would give me 15. So any 3 dimensions that I can come up with that equal 15 would work. For instance, 3 times 5 times 1, or I could do 1 times 5 times 3. Same thing. Thanks.